Hello and welcome to Education Express, my dear friends. We continue with the second exercise of shares and dividend, that is 3B. Before we start with the exercise, let us recreate with all the things that we have discussed earlier. I hope you remember why do we invest in shares? Sir, we invest in shares only for two reasons. One, sir, for the purpose of receiving dividend, which is annual income, and two, for appreciation. Now, what is going to happen in the second exercise is two more things are going to happen. They are going to ask us between the two companies. I mean, for example, let us say we have two companies, A and B. The face value of this company is rupees 10. Market price rupees 25. Rate of dividend 30%. Company B has a face value of rupees 100. What about the market price? So market price is rupees 240 rupees. What about the rate of dividend? So dividend is paid at the rate of 25%. Which is a better company, A or B? Now whenever they ask us which is a better company, better, always remember, my dear friends, we can get a better company only when you compare ROI. Find the ROI of A, find the ROI of B. Whichever ROI of A and ROI of B would be compared. Whichever ROI, that means return on investment, is higher, that company would give you a better prospects of investing. Let us take this example. As we know, the formula for ROI would be face value multiplied by rate of dividend equals to market price multiplied by ROI for A. What is the face value? 10. Rate of dividend 30. Market price 25. ROI of A would be how much? So ROI of A company would be 10 multiplied by 30 upon 25. So 300 upon 25, 12% is a ROI, return on investment of A. Compute the same thing for B as well. That is face value multiplied by rate of dividend, market price multiplied by ROI of B. What about the face value? 100. Rate of dividend 25%. Market price 240 into ROI of B. Therefore, ROI of B would be 100 multiplied by 25 upon 240. 0 cancels 0. 4 6 are, or else 12 are, and 5 are. So 125 upon 12. That means it will give you 10, 12, 120 and 5%. Now, if you compare 12% and 10 integer 5 by 12%, can I say 12% is greater than 10 point something? Therefore, ROI of A is better than ROI of B. It is advisable to invest in A as compared to B. So basically, whenever they ask you which is a better investment, we must always find out the ROI. Supposing, let us say that they have not mentioned in the question the face value. That means they are asking us find out the ROI, or they are asking us between two investment proposal A and B, which is a better one, and they have not given to us the face value. In that case, we can always assume that the face value is the same. So you can assume it to be 10, you can assume it to be 100, but it's going to remain the same. One more thing, my dear friends. One more concept which is again equally important is sale proceeds. What happened many a times? Let us say I have purchased 1000 shares of A Limited. Now when the price rises, I sell those 1000 shares. After selling those 1000 shares, I invest the amount received in B company. So what happened? Earlier I was a shareholder of A company, now I have become a shareholder of B company. Earlier I used to receive dividend from A company, now I'll receive dividend from B company. So they are going to ask us, find out, is there any change in the income? So it is very simple, my dear friends. First we'll find out the dividend from A company, then we'll find out the dividend from B company, and then we'll be able to compare which dividend was greater, whether the dividend received from A company was greater than B or the dividend received from B company was greater than A. All these things will be based upon the calculations and the information that will be available in the question. The methodology will remain the same. Now the last question is, how do I find sale proceeds? What do you mean by sale proceeds? See, when I go to sell my shares, and if I have 300 shares, and if I am selling them at rupees 100 each, then my sale proceeds would be number of shares 300 multiplied by selling price 100. So 300 multiplied by 100, 30,000. 30,000 would be my sale proceeds. That's how we are going to begin. As far as second exercise is concerned, that is 3B, I am going to do all the odd questions. Because every odd and even question, 1, 2 are similar, 3, 4 similar. I am doing all the odd questions and I am expecting you to do all odd and even. Even questions would definitely be done by you based on the information that I had given to you, based on the knowledge that I have provided to you. In case if there is any doubt or difficulty, of course, yes, we have a difficulty session round on a Zoom meeting and we will definitely discuss all those questions, that is an even one, in case if you have a doubt. I am so pretty sure about the fact that when we discuss the odd questions, I am absolutely thorough and sure that you guys will get all odd as well as even questions, provided you stick to the principles that has been shared with you, the formulas that has been shared with you and had been explained to you. If you analyze the question and if you interpret the data correctly, there is no reason for me to believe that you can go wrong. Alright then, let's begin with question number 1. I'm doing all odd questions. So here we go with question number 1. A man buys 75. Question number 1. 3B. Question number 1. A man buys 75. So number of shares 75. Rupees 100 shares. Paying 9% dividend. Rupees 100 shares, face value is rupees 100. Rate of dividend is 9%. Now this information is given to us in the question. A man buys 75 rupees 100 shares paying 9% dividend. He buys shares at such a price that he gets 12% of his money. He gets 12% of his money. That means the return on investment is 12%. He gets 12% of his money. I hope I had told you that there are only two percentages that are available in the entire chapter on shares and dividend. One, the percentage will be used when we say rate of dividend. And second, the percentage will be used when we say return on investment. Rate of dividend is given to you as 9%. Return on your investment, they have mentioned in this language. He buys shares at such a price that he gets 12% of his money. At what price did he buy the share? He bought the share at what price is not available. That means they expect us to find out the market price. I hope you know the formula that we use. Face value multiplied by rate of dividend. Market price multiplied by ROI. What is the face value? So 100. Rate of dividend 9. Market price. So market price is not known to us. ROI. So ROI is 12. Therefore, market price of the share would be 100 multiply by 9 upon 12. 3 3s are, 3 4s are, 1s are, 25s are. So market price of the share would be rupees 75. So he must have bought the share at rupees 75. So this is the answer to the first question. Let us read question number 3. 100 rupee share of a company are available in the market at a premium of 20. 100 rupee share, that means face value is rupees 100, is available in the market at a premium of rupees 20. As you know, premium will always be added to the face value. Face value is 100, so market price of the share would be 120. I read this again. 100 rupee shares of a company are available in the market at a premium of rupees 20. Find the rate of dividend given by the company when a man's return on his investment is 15%. Find the rate of dividend when return on investment is 15%. My dear friend, let me read the question one more time for you. It is given that 100 rupee share of a company are available in the market at a premium of rupees 20. Find the rate of dividend given by the company when a man's return on his investment is 15%. Such a simple question. Use that formula. Face value multiply by rate of dividend. Market price multiply by ROI. What is the face value? 100. Rate of dividend not known to us. Market price, so 120. And ROI 15. Therefore, rate of dividend would be 120 multiplied by 15 upon 100. 0 cancels 0. 2 6s are, 2 5s are. 5 1s are, 5 3s are. So, rate of dividend is going to be 18%. Absolutely fabulous. It is such a simple one, my dear friends. Please understand how to interpret it. Have those formulas what has been discussed last time, and I'm sure you guys will have a rolling time. Question number 5. A company declares 8% dividend to the shareholders. If a man receives 2840, so it is given that rate of dividend and total amount of dividend. What is mentioned? A company declares 8% dividend to its shareholders. If a man receives 2840, so dividend is 2840. How much? So 8% dividend. So the company is declaring dividend at the rate of 8%. A man who must be holding what number of shares? Not known to us. But the total amount of dividend received by him is 2840 as his dividend. Find the nominal value of his shares. Now we have to find out nominal value of shares. They are asking us find the nominal value of shares. My dear friends, point to be noted. They are not asking us to find out nominal value of share. No, not just one share. They are asking us to find out the nominal value of shares. So first what we will do, what do you mean by nominal value of shares? So nominal value of shares would mean face value of shares multiplied by number of shares. So why like that? Suppose if the person was having one share and the nominal value of the share is 100. So nominal value of the shares would be 1 multiplied by 100. But supposing the person is holding 20 shares, nominal value of one share is 100. So nominal value of shares, that means 20 shares, would be, so face value 100 multiplied by number of shares 20. So nominal value of the shares would be rupees 2000. So what do you mean by nominal value of shares? So nominal value of shares would mean number of shares multiplied by the face value of the shares. So we are now interested in finding out the nominal value of shares. How do we go about? All right. What is the formula for dividend? Because sir, dividend is given to us in the question. Dividend is number of shares multiplied by face value multiplied by rate upon 100. How much is dividend? Sir, 2840. Number of shares not available. Face value not available. Rate sir 8% in into 8 upon 100. Therefore, number of shares into face value is equal to 2840 multiplied by 100 upon 8. 8 ones are 8 threes are 24. 8 threes are 24. Again 4 will come. 8 fives are 40. Again 4 will come. 5. 355 into 100 is nothing but n into FV. Tell me, my dear friends, what do you mean by n into FV? N means number of shares. Face value means face value of a share. When I multiply face value with number of shares, what I get is nominal value of shares. We don't know how many shares, but this number of shares we were holding, and that is going to be 35500. This is the nominal value of all the shares held by Mr. So and so. So my dear friends, so far so good. Everything seems to be within the framework of the formulas that we have discussed. We know the formula of the investment, which means number of shares into market price. We even know the formula for dividend. Dividend equals to number of shares into face value into rate upon 100. We even know the formula for ROI, which means face value multiplied by rate of dividend is equal to market price multiplied by ROI. Whereas all the formulas are known to us, that is not even relevant for the purpose of shares. But in case if you would like to discuss how to find out the sale proceeds. So sale proceeds would be number of shares multiplied by selling price. That means the rate at which I am selling the shares. Let's move on to question number 7.